Jesus, this actually feels really weird. Anyways, yeah, the merge has happened. Hey guys, I'm Jonathan, and as well as everyone knows, the merge has happened, and I'm pretty sure I've not hidden the fact that I've not been impressed with the most recent Enlisted updates, saying that they're pretty much just half-baked updates, and honestly, in terms of content, I think the merge is probably up there, but I think it's more of the quality kind of like in what they've done. However, I think that they really should have put this with the last update. They really, really should have done Jungle Fire, whatever the fuck that update was called. The really crap update that happened just before. They should have merged these two updates. Really, the only big thing about this update is, of course, the merge, which I will admit, it is pretty cool. Okay. And I will say this. This is actually really good. They've changed, of course, how the tiers work. So now you have battle ratings depending on squad composition. Although I'm really a bit confused of how some of my squads are like tier 5. Like there's a assaulter squad from where was it? Where's my Moscow assaulter squad, which has like the MP40, which and like 1 gold order, which is tier 5. So really, it's just, I think the problem I have at the moment with the tier system is that you could have essentially one soldier running a tier 5 weapon, and then the entire squad is a tier 5 squad. But I think it's a good change though to have the I want to see if you so that's actually quite cool. So now you can actually use stuff like the Conics. What is it? Not the Conics Tiger. The Jagdpanzer. You can use the Conics Tiger, obviously, and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool that you can actually do. Obviously, if you with the some of these tanks have, of course, higher BM. Obviously, I do not get why did they add the Jagdpanzer 4 to the game? Did they actually add the Jag to the game? I haven't checked for the tech tree. Yeah, they did. So this was another cool thing I think they did, which is they've made it so that you can actually click on some of these things and you can choose like, oh yeah, you can choose between like the Jagdpanzer 4 and then these versions. I think that's kind of cool. It helps remove some of the clutter, which I was concerned about because this shit can get cluttered. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at this Carcano and then the Carcano with the different magazines. Yeah, it does help with clutter, but unfortunately, if I go over to the Allies, the US, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thompsons in a row. So, yeah, I think what they should have done with the Thompsons is what they did with the Tigers and stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, I should also mention as well, they added in the 105, which is a pretty interesting tank to add, I think. I've been asking for a 105 for a long time, but I think, yeah, I mean, it's a tier 4? Yeah, tier 4. I don't see it working tier 4, especially because the 76 is a tier 4. And also, the Jumbo. I know I say the Jumbo is overrated. Jesus Christ, they've now made it a tier 6 tank. Yeah, I say the Jumbo is quite overrated, but yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad that the I will say that some of these tiers do not make sense at all. Like, why is the BAR in tier 3, for example? This is actually one of the best LMGs in the game. I think the Johnson might be better, so I get that. And of course, the 1996 is better, but I would say this is still an insane tier 3 weapon. I don't know. I think tier 3 is kind of like. So, from what I've heard, the way it works is like tier 1 and tier 2 is like, they're in the same one, tier 4 and tier 5 in the same, and tier 3 goes up or down. So that means if you're using like the middle tier stuff, like the Mark 3, the Mark 4, the Lanchester, stuff like that, this kind of stuff, you're going to pretty much be either going down tier, so you're going to dumpster newer players, or you're going to get dumpstered by people with fucking, with the old, Guerrilla 43, is that high? Jesus. I think that might be accurate. I mean, yeah, the VG the Gavir 41 is here as well. So, but yeah, some of these weapons, obviously I think some of these are definitely well deserving of their low placement. I don't get why the MP34 is so, it's quite low, especially because it's better than the FNAB. I think it's on par. Like, this one's actually a really good early tier weapon. I might actually do a video where I'm talking about the early tier weapons, like the tier 1, tier 2 weapons. I think I did one of those earlier, but now that I can actually see which ones are tier 1, tier 2, I can actually make that list proper. Do I not have the Braider? Oh no, I do. I think I do have the Braider, but yeah. Anyways, I've got every. No, I don't have every machine gun for the Axis yet. Anyways, Japan also got a few new weapons from what I've seen. They got stuff like the I think it's just like the higher tiers. I think they got like some new tanks, a new SMG, like the Type 2. From what I've seen, the Type 2, if it's like the Type 2 which you get from the Premium Squad, which is Battle Rating 3 here, if it's like this Type 2, then it will actually be really good. Now, I'm just going to say that the battle rating system, I think, maybe could be a bit broken, and it will allow for smurfing, because, for Germany, for the Soviets, and for America, I've got access to high tier, like, I can show you, I've got access to tier 5 squads. Obviously with Germany, I've already kitted it out, and for the Soviets, I've got access to tier 5 squads. I mean, the Soviets, I've got stuff like the, let me find out. I've got stuff like the AVS. I've got stuff like the, the PPD, the AVS. So I've got access to tier 5 squads for these. Japan, obviously, I haven't really played much in Japan. But I reckon I could probably, like, put on a bunch of like low tier stuff like the the carbine or the grenade launcher carbine. Jesus Christ, that's only a tier 2. I'd have thought that would have been at least a tier 3, because that thing's a free kill. Because the grenade launcher is 3 kills. It's a free kill gun. But yeah, you could just put on the some of the really good stuff like this, stuff like the Owen. I reckon will be pretty good. The Sten's really good. It's a lot better than some of the shit that comes above it. I could put stuff on like the carbine, the Sten, the Vickers here, the Piat, the Crusader, and I could, and if you look at what the Germans get at this level, at this tier, they've got the Braider, they've got the Sturm pistol, which I mean, I like the Sturm pistol. I never used the GRB, but I like the Sturm pistol. And I would say that maybe with the exception of the Armored Gewehr and the VG-1-5, Germany's going to be very outclassed in the early game compared to the, so it looks like Germany's going to be outclassed in the early game, but they get much better in the later game. But, I mean, the Soviets do have some pretty good stuff as well. They've got the Dragoon. They got the PPS 42 and 40. Jesus Christ, these are tier 2s? Oh, fuck off. That is so... The Winchester as well as tier 2. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Looks like the Soviets are... I'm just looking through some of this and... Oh my god, the T-50 is a tier 2. What did the Germans have at tier 2 to counter this? Okay, they get the F1. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. They get the Stug as well. I need to get the Stug life, but yeah. I mean, obviously my progression is very messed up at the moment because, well, I have pretty much been, I was playing mostly Berlin and Normandy, so that's why. And I played a little bit of Moscow, so I am gonna miss those campaigns, but I can understand why they did it. Overall, this is my opinion on this. It's not the worst update, okay? It definitely needs more content. I would say it's definitely, out of all of the updates, which I would say were half updates, aka, I think it was like the last 4 updates, really. Like the last 4 updates. It's definitely the best of these 4 because of this progression change. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention as well, they also did an entire change of the squads system. So now you can literally change up the squads and customize them. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to change these, but yeah. You can change up the squad, you can change up how these squads are done, and, I think this is actually a really cool system. I kind of like it, because it lets you, change all of the, how squads, how you can build up your squads, etc. It looks really good. But yeah, and I think they've also changed up how you do, if I go and research, is this squad research as well? How do you change up how do you find your squads? Oh, upgrades, I think. Is it under upgrades or something? Because obviously, I've got a lot of squads here, and they still haven't done. Have they still not done the veteran research, or have they gotten rid of it? No, yeah, they've gotten rid of veteran research by the looks of things. I mean, unless it says you can unlock a squad. Oh yeah, you have to. You unlock squads by just upgrading these. Yeah, but yeah, at least it lets me get stuff like the Corrali now. And I don't know. Will you be able to keep some of the old, like, obviously, by the looks of things, if you have the if you've already got these squads, you get to keep the squads that you already had, which is cool, I guess. But I mean, for older players, it means that we've got access to a billion squads. But yeah, but it looks like you've got to research a lot of stuff. I've already got the 34 though. I was gonna say I've already got the MG34, unless I have to, like, how does this work? Oh yeah, you can also, you can click try out squads now. That's pretty cool. But anyways, a bit buggy by the looks of things, but yeah, that's the merge. What do you expect? Also, what I'm looking at here is that you can't actually progress until you have everything in the tier above. I think. I mean, I think you can actually buy some of these stuff, the premiums, but it looks like you can't actually progress to the next tier until you have the stuff from the tier above. So I might try that out. I might just go, get the Type 99 late rifle, and then see if I can up tier to this rifle here. I don't know. It does look interesting, but yeah, I think this is a good update, but not a great update. Also, they added in a new event where you can get Soviet paratroopers and some gold weapon orders, which, that's cool, I guess. I mean, obviously, I would say that I would prefer if the fucking paratroopers were in the tech tree, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I don't really have much else to say about this merge. I will say, though, that they really did abandon that roadmap. Like, I reckon they've only done about half of the roadmap that they were supposed to do this year, and it's December, so... Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.